I think I've been cursed. For over a week now, I've experienced nothing but pain in the new season of iRacing. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so last week I started out thinking I would really major on the new Toyota GR86 Cup. The first round was at Virginia International Raceway, but to be honest, in all of my races that I had there, this sort of thing kept on happening. Massive shunts even before we reached the start finish line. In this instance, an absolutely appalling bit of behaviour from one of the lead drivers slamming on the brakes after the safety car had already pulled in. Unsurprisingly, it causes carnage behind. Here it is in close-up, a completely unnecessary brake check up the front of the field. Now, as it happens, I actually survived that melee, even though the chaos would continue on through the field, so I made up quite a few positions. We rejoin the live action then on lap 2, and you can see I'm in the middle of two other cars here in the red livery. Here we go, bombing down into T1. I'm taking it nice and careful because I actually want to survive a race. But then we've got Johnny Dive Bomb down the inside that causes a huge concertina, and then an inexplicable decision from the driver behind me to literally drive me off the road. Here's his on board. Instead of getting out with the gas, he actually plants his foot and just drives clean through me. And that was essentially my race ruin. We'll see it one more time here. We're all reacting to the grey car diving down the inside, but the guy at the back of this pack thinks it doesn't apply to him, and he essentially ruins my race. I did get back out on track, and I was essentially just trying to bring the car home to the finish. I did have damage, but here goes another ridiculous move. Yes, it's the same driver who had the brake check at the beginning of the race. He somehow had fallen down the field, and he decides that the top of the crest, very fast left-hander, is exactly the time to try and make a move on me. Unsurprisingly, he taps me round and I pile into the tyre barrier. And honestly, my racing just did not get better at Virginia that week. So, we fast forward to this week on iRacing, and we're in the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup at Interlagos. We've qualified in the middle of the pack, and I'm really looking forward to this combination. We managed to make up a spot or two off the start, and we're heading into T1, and then all of a sudden, I'm tapped around again, and I get a secondary hit for good measure. Unfortunately, I'm off onto the grass, and that means I can't rejoin quickly. I'm all the way back to last position. On the replay then, you get a sense of what happened here. I didn't see any of this on my inside. I was trying to take it as carefully as I could, but look over to the left hand side. The car in the French flag livery ends up tagging somebody else, they spin into someone else, and eventually I get the slightest of contact, which is enough to put me around. Now, I think this is probably a racing incident at T1. These sort of things just happen. It's bad luck. But unfortunately for me, that was as good a run as I got in the Porsche Cup. I ended up coming home in the middle of the field. So now we're on to the Formula 4 at Long Beach. I've got some genuine pace here, so let's get into the race proper. As we're starting in 6th position, we get a decent run off the line, and we're all going to be piling into T1 very, very soon, very, very treacherous on this street circuit. And I'm hoping that this race is going to be where my luck changes. But can we get through this first set of corners? Well, it looks like we're side by side with the car on my left hand side, but we're able to snake the car through. And actually, I think there was a false start off the line, and it was the driver up ahead of me right now. So we're lying in 4th position by the looks of things. It may very well become 3rd, as he will surely have to serve a drive-through penalty. So again, on this lap, just looking to keep the car safe. Now, I absolutely love this combination. It requires bravery, precision, skill. These Formula 4 cars feel fantastic going through the barriers of this street circuit. It makes what is ultimately a relatively slow Formula car feel hugely quick, because the environment is passing around you so fast, and you've got to be right on the money with your reactions and your timing in order to maximise the speed through the lap. And as you can see, we're already coming into the hairpin for the first time, and I'm expecting to see the driver up ahead peel off at the pits, but he didn't. So we're going to hold 4th place at the end of lap 1, and I'm feeling pretty confident in my pace and in my driving ability around the circuit that a good result here is really possible. I haven't had many podiums this year. I've got a really big chance of one here, and as we're into T1, look at the driver up ahead. That chance has just got even better as he has misjudged his braking into T1. Not only did he jump the start, but he's now jumped the shark into T1, and that will be him out of the race. Here it is on replay, sliding into the barrier, and he'll be straight into the pits. We rejoin then on lap 3, and I'm keeping pace with the lead 2 cars. So again, I've got a really good chance here. I'm feeling comfortable in the car, and the guy up ahead, he's a bit loose and a bit ragged through some of these corners. So I'm having to keep my eyes well peeled here to just make sure that I don't run into the back of him and cause any further issues for myself. And look at that, again, he's squirrely through the right hand here. I'm going to be around the outside here, and then that becomes the inside, but I get caught very narrow to the corner. Look in the rear view mirror, the driver behind senses an opportunity and executes a fantastic pass. Fair play to him. Let's have a look at it on replay. Wonderful opportunism here. He sees that I'm caught narrow to the corner, takes the usual racing line and very nicely just sticks it down the inside, and unfortunately I'm down into 4th position. But we rejoin the live action straight away, heading into T1 on the very next lap, and unfortunately for me, my bad luck strikes again as we get caught out by the driver up ahead spinning. Then the guy immediately up ahead of me tries to avoid it. He gets speared into my path. Here it is on replay. There was just simply nowhere for me to go. This is the accident then. As it unfurled, he's just carrying far too much speed, the lead car here, into that corner, and it causes chaos. We'll see it one more time for my onboard. I just literally had nowhere to go, no time to react, and that was my race over. I was able to get back out on track. I did recover into the midfield, but really there was no great racing action to bring you, as it was just crash after crash after crash. So that's my week in iRacing. My luck must change soon, but until then, check out the video that's on screen for a much better race, and I will see you on the next one.